Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video, and I haven't done a Q&A in such a long time, so what I thought I'd do is just grab a whole bunch of questions that you guys have asked through social media and go ahead and answer a few of them for you today. Alright, so let's start with our first question. The first question is, why do you angle the snare drum the way that you do? So what this question is referring to is how I angle my snare drum away from me, whereas most drummers would usually have it either flat or angled towards them. So there's a couple of reasons why I like to angle it away from me, but I must admit I was inspired by the likes of people like Jose Pasillas from Incubus and even Travis Barker from Blink. He angles his snare slightly away from him. So I thought I would try it, but I've actually since discovered that it's really, really good for a few reasons. First of all, I like to rim shot quite a lot when I'm hitting my snare, just to keep a really big sound going and to keep it as consistent as possible. And I've just found that by the time my stick reaches the snare drum, it's just angled nice and flat. My hand is really flat as I'm hitting the drum, and I can really consistently hit a rim shot. Another thing is, I don't want to be hitting the drum at an angle, and if I had it towards me, I wouldn't really be at a rim shot. My hand would always be at an angle, which is really stressful for the hand. It's going to cause some damage long run if you're going to put a lot of tension in this kind of position. So I always thought, let's make sure the hand lands nice and flat as I'm rim shotting, and it feels quite good. It's not going to do too much damage for my body. Another good trade-off is it allows me to keep a straight back when I'm playing. I don't really want to be a hunchback drummer. I was always taught to keep a straight back when you're sitting or whatever in life. It's always good to have good posture. So yeah, angling the snare that way allows me to do that, and by the time I'm sat up straight, that snare drum feels flat anyway. So yeah, you guys should try it and let me know what you think of it. So question number 2 is, what is your drumstick of choice and why? Okay, for like 16 or 17 years, I've always played the same drumstick, and that is a ProMark 5A oak stick. It's the Shirakashi version. I play it with wood acorn tips. I'm not a nylon guy, I like wood tips. And yeah, I just found that these oak sticks, they never break. Of course you want to have good technique when you're playing drums. You want to be able to play into and react away from the drums as you're striking. But yeah, I haven't broke one of these oak sticks in like forever, so I'd really recommend those as a good starting point for people. Having said that though, ProMark have kindly sent me a pair of the new fire grain sticks. Now these are 5As, they're the rebound model, so it's going to be weird changing. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a bit tough transitioning to these sticks to try them out. But you know what, I'm going to give it a go because these are apparently meant to be the most durable hickory stick they've made. So I'm going to give it a go, and future videos will arrive on YouTube when I'm done with the fire grain sticks. So yeah, that's why I choose them. They're ridiculously durable, those oak sticks. Okay, the third question. Do you trigger your drums with samples in the remix videos that you release? Alright, this is a really controversial subject in the studio world. Do you keep your live drums as they are, or do you augment or replace them with triggered sounds of samples that I guess sound better than what you managed to capture on the day? So the short answer is yes. I do use samples when I'm mixing my drums. I use them to trigger and augment my drum sound. Now, that's the important bit. I use them to augment the sound. Very, very rarely do I take a sample to completely replace the sound that I've captured. For me, it's all about the way I play, the way I've set up the kit, the way I've tuned it, the way the microphones are placed. I really spend a lot of time just making sure that that's correct before I get shooting. So later on down the line when I'm mixing, if I'm looking for something like maybe a little bit more snap, or a little bit more body, or a bit more beef, whatever it might be, that's what the sample will allow me to do. And I'll just mix it to taste. Let's say I've got a snare drum sample that's full of attack. I'll probably mix it in 50%, maybe a slightly bit higher, just to augment the snare sound. So yes, I do re-trigger. Is it a problem? I hope not. I hope you guys like the remixes and the way the kit sounds. But as I said, it's always based upon the recorded material that I've done. Question number 4. I see you play TAMA drums and SABIAN cymbals. Why use those brands? I've always used TAMA and SABIAN. That's my quick answer. Since I bought my first drum kit, I've always aspired to get a TAMA and SABIAN kit, and I did at a very young age. And I've just built a really strong relationship with those companies. I know the companies really well. I really like their work ethic. I like the way they market themselves. I like the way they are on social media. And of course, I love the sound of the drums as well. They look great as well. So for me, it's not just one thing that I'm looking for out of these brands. It's kind of like the whole package. And now I've been really lucky, probably over the last 2 years, to get some official support from both TAMA and SABIAN through the hard work of teaching and doing my YouTube channel and whatever. And I've got no reason to doubt my position with them. I love their kits. I love their cymbals. I don't think I want to change. They've got everything that I'd ever need. Like TAMA have so many different types of drum kits that you can get that they're going to cater for every occasion. Same with SABIAN. Most of the time I'm playing their bright AAX cymbals because I do a lot of like rock, alternative rock and heavy stuff. But if I want something a little bit more mellow, then I can go towards the Artisan or HHX range, or any of the other ones that might suit that kind of style. So my advice is just stick with the brand and fall in love with them and enjoy their products and follow them and comment them and just, try and get absorbed in it and build those relationships with those companies. Don't hop around too much unless you have a legit reason to do so. Okay, question number 5. What's your favorite warm-up exercise that you do before you play drums? I think every drummer will agree with me on this one. Such a good warm-up exercise is doing singles, doubles and paradiddles, okay? Now this is obviously to warm up my hands. So I sit with a practice pad or a snare drum and just go through 16th note singles, doubles and paradiddles, okay? I nicked this one from Travis Barker. I call it the Travis Barker warm-up when I teach it to my students. And it really gets your hands going. If I wanted to warm up any other part of my body, then yes, you could do some gentle single strokes with your feet. You could do some stretching beforehand, anything that just gets your blood flowing so you're ready to do what you want to do, okay? But for me, singles, doubles and paradiddles, they are definitely the most straightforward warm-up you can do. Okay, next question. What music software do you use to record and mix your drums? So again, I imagine they're referring to things that I do on YouTube. I'm a Pro Tools guy. For me, it's one of the best audio sequences out there for what I like to do. It's really easy to edit on Pro Tools. It's really easy to mix on Pro Tools. But to be honest with you, you could have any audio workstation out there and you could achieve the same, if not better results. Okay, don't get caught up too much in the software you use. Just make sure that it does what you want from it in the most creative and streamlined way possible. For me, Pro Tools was the option. Like, I love the way you can edit audio on Pro Tools, but I don't see why Logic would be any different, or Cubase, or any other brand of music software, all right? So just stick with one, learn it inside out, hone your chops, and you can just become a ninja in that bit of software. Great. Last question for today. How many students do you teach? Okay, a lot of you know that my main source of income is to teach, and I'm so thankful that I can teach as a living. That's my main source of income. It's where I put most of my hours. And I'm really, really lucky and thankful that I can teach rather than do something like work in an office or, be on the road all the time or whatever. I just love teaching, and I'm very fortunate. So to answer the question, I have roughly 40 students that I look after, which is quite a good amount. Keeps me busy all week. I generally work most days of the week. Sometimes, I'll try and keep my Sundays clear out of principle. But I have about 40 students, all of different ages, backgrounds, skill levels, reasons for wanting to drum. So it's really, really cool and diverse. And for me, it just keeps things fresh. It just keeps me enjoying my job as much as I do. One moment I might be teaching grade 1 to a young lad, and the next minute I'm doing diploma level stuff with someone who's maybe a little bit older or adept on the drums. Or maybe one time we're doing jazz and then the next we're doing rock. So that diversity is really, really cool. It keeps me happy and creative, and in my downtime I can feel good about being creative on YouTube and the band that I play in. So it's a really cool job. If you don't have a teacher as well, I'd really recommend getting a teacher. They can just help you focus on what you want from the drums. Anyway, guys, that is enough for today. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask for future videos, then send them through. Remember to hit me up on social media, which is on the screen now, and leave any comments below as well. Anyway, look, I'll see you soon. Have a good day. Bye.